Wednesday. Here we go. Got my hat on. It's Wednesday. It's time for the Ravori Sports Podcast. Thank you very much for joining us. Like and subscribe to all of our social media platforms. So we want to thank you very much for joining us this week here. All right, so thank you very much. Also, too, let's go ahead and get this going. One of these weeks I'm going to get it straight away. I'm getting worse. I'm getting started here. Lot to do. Genesis Notary Services at Facebook.com. So definitely, if you want to go ahead and book appointments with us here, looks like we're getting booked every Saturday here. So we appreciate you here in Winchester, especially for Saturday and things like that. Got appointment early, so we're going to have some later in the day. We hope more than that. So definitely check it out. Different time of year, I know people are buying houses and looking at houses and all that. We're definitely doing our real estate closings, our real estate paperwork and everything like that. So definitely check us out if you need anything, especially you businesses in the Winchester area, you lawyers' offices and everything like that. Had a lawyer's office reach out to me recently, so we appreciate it. Thank you, all of you guys, for doing that as well. Our flagship account, our flagship, RavoriSports.company.site. So if you are looking for the Ravens and Orioles merchandise, absolutely check it out here, RavoriSports.company.site. So absolutely go ahead and check us out there as well. RavoriSports.company.site. So definitely check that out as well. Also, too, we are Legal Shield. Check that out. We are Legal Shield, so definitely check that out. See Charles Harris, we are LegalShield.com. You business owners, again, here, if you are looking to save money, collect money, all those things that you need for your business, you have a legal need, but you want to save money, definitely reach out. Definitely check Harris Legal Shield on our Facebook page. You put it in just like that, Harris Legal Shield, Winchester, Virginia. Absolutely, it's a great resource for all of you guys, business owners out there. All right. But why are we here? We got a Ravens game this week, Thursday night. So it's been a while. Feels like a while because the game was on Thursday last week. And we did our instant reaction on Thursday night after the game, obviously. So it's been a minute since we had a Ravens game as well. So, but it was a good result. Ravens 28-6 in Miami at the Rock, as it's affectionately called, Hard Rock Stadium in gorgeous Miami, Florida. And it was a gorgeous night for the Ravens because this was never in doubt. This one was never in doubt. I mean, there was no point in this game where I looked at it and I was like, well, the Ravens are in trouble. This was never a thing. The only thing really, it was a 3-and-out early in this, that was it. Otherwise, it was just dominant stuff by the Ravens all night in this one. So definitely keep that in mind for the Ravens. Definitely was outstanding in this football game. So let's go ahead and check it out here. What's going on? What's going on with the Twitter? One second, get the Twitter squared away here. One more second. Management appreciates your cooperation. There was a lot of games this week. October was very busy. Outstanding World Series that was. So that was fantastic stuff there. So definitely check that out as well. And of course, we had the wrong answer at the City Poly game this week. That was absolutely the wrong answer there. All right, now we're going to get some people to watch. All right, so definitely Lamar in this football game. Lamar was really good considering the circumstances. It was a good period. I think he had 4 TDs. I think he'd like to have done more. You could tell in the first series he hadn't played in a while. He really hadn't practiced. I mean, really in weeks, they call them practices, but they're basically all week. They're basically like walkthroughs. So guys didn't really – he really – this week was the first time in a long time he really practiced. I think that went into the decision to play him on Thursday and not Sunday because he didn't really have to practice until this week. They kind of had a mini bye. I think that went into the thinking, even though he played and was productive. So 4 TDs for Lamar. Definitely outstanding stuff for Lamar. Definitely. We'll talk about that game here as well. Derrick Henry. It's a little misleading because I think some of it was already in doubt, but good stuff from Henry. Henry's rebounded. Not what we saw last year as far as productivity from Derrick Henry, but he's definitely rebounded from the slow start. I think like the fumbles and everything like that, it's looking like Derrick Henry. I think like not too worried about what we're getting from Derrick Henry. Whenever he carries the ball, they win. Period. Whenever he carries the ball, they absolutely win. Zay Flowers, clearly the best receiver. I was raving about Zay Flowers after this game. Zay is really maturing, his maturation as a receiver. I can just see him reading the coverages now. I can see him get in the short areas, knowing where the sticks are. He did that 2 or 3 times. Guy's going to hit him. He's going to go down. Doing things now that he wasn't doing as a young player. I mean, he's always had that great speed, still has that great speed. But you see him really now, the mental part of it as a receiver, really starting to grow up as a receiver. And the Roquan Smith we've seen in the last 2 weeks is the Roquan Smith like they're paying the $20 million for. That was fantastic stuff from him. The linebacking core is really improved. Trent Simpson has really come on, and along with Teddy Buchanan. Teddy Buchanan, I think, may become their leading tackler simply because Roquan missed so many games. But Roquan's great. This is whatever was wrong with him early in the year. It really looks like to straighten out. That definitely the last few weeks looks like the Roquan that we need to see as well. Tua Tagovailoa. There's some Russell Wilson, I think, that's going on with Tua. There's a bit. The piling on is a bit much to me with Tua. That's kind of the way I see it. But he wasn't good. He wasn't good. Some of it's deserved. I mean, you don't play well. This is what you get. I mean, as far as that goes, interceptions. I saw Colin Cowher kind of describe it as kind of empty calories. A lot of the 261 was garbage time. He doesn't do well off schedule. That's what's wrong, and I think that's his ultimate problem. He has injury issues, so you got to protect him. He doesn't do well off schedule. The leadership and all that, I don't know about that. I mean, definitely, I don't have. People have so much problem with the Tua press conference. He was calling guys out. It depends. Aaron Rodgers does it all the time. Nobody complains, so I don't have that big of a problem with that. Achane, I thought it was Achane. I think he's definitely underutilized. 14 carries, 67 yards for the Dolphins. He's definitely been pretty good. Wasn't enough. I think like he's still underutilized. I think like they keep thinking Charlie Kill is still here the way they play, and that doesn't work. Jalen Waddle's still really good. 6 receptions, 82 yards. He's really all they got. The rest of the receivers really haven't developed for them. Ravens took full advantage of it in this one. Definitely that happened. Funny enough, this guy, who's no longer a Dolphin, was, I thought, their best performer. 1 sack. He's been traded to Philadelphia as well. So definitely for a 3rd-round pick. That's why. He was one of the better pass rushers available. I thought in that game he was the best one I thought that they had, but he's gone. I mean, because the team isn't going anywhere. So that is what happens. Real quick, trade letdown, since you brought it up. Ravens did make a move. DeMont Jones from Tennessee is now Baltimore Raven. So they did go ahead and pick up an edge rush as well. Decent player. I don't think he's a best that I can tell. Looking at his whole career, he's doing well this year, but decent player. They didn't really give up much as well. Traded out Zaire Alexander. Interesting. I don't know exactly what happened with Jair. It really is a mystery. He really didn't play. He played in one game, didn't play well, obviously, in that game, and really never got another shot to be on the field. We're going to find out when he goes to Philly, where he's definitely going to play. It's funny, his first game is going to be against Green Bay, of all teams, that if he has anything left, because I don't think he got much of a shot. I find it strange because he was so good in camp. I mean, I really was reporting that this guy is really the star of camp every day. We're getting Jair. So whatever happened injury-wise with him really must have turned off the coaches or et cetera, or really fell him down to Egypt where they didn't feel they could put him back on the field. Because he was healthy. Whatever it was. He wasn't on the injury report anymore. He was just healthy scratch. So, but 28-6, Ravens actually get the win in this game. Oh, Chris Greer was also fired immediately after the game as well. This is what happens when you're 2-6. So definitely like that. Ravens avoided this week. And this week, they're going to one of the coldest places in the whole U.S., Minnesota. Still somewhat early for the cold weather, but you're playing inside. I think maybe it's either this so far at Jerry's World, the coolest stadium in the league, Minnesota Vikings. Vikings, 4-4 after their surprising win against the Detroit Lions on Sunday as well. Ravens, I'm seeing a lot of stuff talking like the Ravens are out of the woods. No, you're not. You're not out of there yet. Good 2 wins in a row, but they dug a big hole for themselves. They're going to have to win these next 2 games at least to get to 500, preferably 3 or 4 more wins in a row to actually go ahead and start talking playoffs and all that other stuff as well, because you dug a hole for yourself. Now you can't 6 or 7 losses is about all you get. You already have 5, so we'll see what happens on Sunday. Lamar is definitely back. Injury report was totally clean today. I was looking for it. I was like, what's wrong with it? They was all practicing in full. There wasn't any names on the injury report at all. You rarely see that in this time of year as well, with double-digit weeks in the season. So that's absolutely great. This one, Jamie Phillips. Sorry. 14 TDs, 1. Lamar is Lamar. Lamar's fantastic. We know that. Derrick Henry's coming back around. I think you're going to see a steady dose of him in this game. I do think that is going to be the strategy more in the last game as well. See a lot more big personnel. They did deactivate Deontay Walker. You saw a lot of 3 tight ends, a lot of big personnel, passes to Andrews, Kolar. See if they continue that as well, that formula. That's been working for a while. Zay Flowers, we just talked about how good Zay Flowers has been as well. I do say the tight ends actually showed up the last game. Mark Andrews with 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Likely, best game of the year for him. Really stepping up. I think Likely's going to be the guy they're going to in the future as well. Bateman, I saw an article really about Bateman, kind of worried about him. I'm not worried about him. I mean, he's just not getting the targets. He is lower on the totem pole. So I think Bateman's actually been fine. I think like the targets he's been getting, he's not going to get as many targets as well. Kyle Hamilton was all over the field. He really wasn't playing safety in this last game. You can call him whichever you want. He was playing a lot of nickel, playing a lot of outside linebacker, playing a lot of inside, a lot of pass rush. So what they've decided to do is had Gilman place him back at the traditional safety with Malachi Starks, and we're just going to Swiss Army knife Kyle Hamilton. Love it, because this is what he does best. I think like when he's able to use him in different areas all over the field, that's the best you can do with a Kyle Hamilton as well. Really looking like a Pro Bowler in that last game. Fantastic stuff for him. J.J. McCarthy. Goofy looking stat line. 400. I didn't make that up. 444 yards, 4 TDs, 4 interceptions. I've kind of been on record thinking that this guy isn't the guy to be a really good quarterback in the NFL. This is kind of what I saw with him in Michigan. Flashes, good at times, good in a half, but I don't know. It depends. I will say this. It depends on what guy's showing up. I would doubt seriously he's going to have a lot of success against the Ravens defense the way it's looked lately. Jordan Mason has been the leading rusher. Aaron Jones came back, got most of the carries in the game last week, but he got hurt again, it looked like, as well. So I'm not sure what his status is, Aaron Jones. I suspect either way, you're going to see a lot of Jordan Mason in this game as well. So definitely check that out. I'm checking out Aaron Jones' status now. Yeah, he did not practice on Wednesday, so I didn't think he played, but I wasn't totally sure yet with him. Justin Jefferson, he's a monster regardless of who the quarterback is. That's a Hall of Fame level player. When you're a receiver and you're dominant, it doesn't matter who it is under center. That's a monster. Andrew Van Ginkel, I hope I'm saying his name right, had 2 sacks, not sacks as well. Their pass rush is decent enough in Minnesota. Minnesota is a decent enough team with a quarterback. They're 4-4. They actually won a game last week against a very, very good Detroit Lions team on the road. So if they can actually get some points, this might be a bit of a game. I don't think McCarthy's going to do well against the Ravens here as well. Rashard Bateman, some people are calling for it. I got no big problem, but I think maybe it is the time to go ahead and keep more on Bateman as well. He's not going to get the carries, the catches in the long run, but I think maybe you can kind of decoy him. You're seeing Keaton Mitchell more as well, so maybe we'll see more Bateman in this game. Look, they got rid of Zaire Alexander because they were happy with Nate Wiggins. I thought Nate Wiggins is playing man-to-man on the outside. He's been their guy a lot. So they've been very pressed. Good stuff we're seeing from Nate Wiggins as well. He's cut down on the penalties as well. Like, he was getting a lot of penalties as a rookie. He's not getting nearly as many of that. He definitely looks more fundamentally sound. He's got tremendous speed. We know that. I mean, he's definitely got tremendous speed as well. So, no Kevin Zeitler back on the team. No Calais. 1 o'clock Sunday on Fox at US Bank Stadium. I like our chances against Minnesota. Minnesota, I don't think McCarthy's going to do much. I think Kyle Hamilton's going to have a lot of fun with JJ McCarthy in this game. There you go. All right. So Ravens definitely, but I'm seeing a lot of we're out of the woods and not so fast. You still need to go ahead and be successful this week. Also, one other thing before I go to the Big Five. A lot of Eric DeCosta negative. I see that. I'm going to agree with that with the EDC negative stuff. Look, this guy did not get rid of picks. This is why I've been saying Calais Campbell and Zeitler. Why? Because it's not that expensive. This guy's not going to give up. That's the biggest difference I see with him and Ozzie Newsome. Where Ozzie, if it was a vet that he really wanted, he would go get that first, second round pick, give it up. Or like you saw the trade for Sauce Gardner, the Colts did. You saw the trade for Quentin Williams, the Cowboys. He might do something like that. Where Eric is not going to. Eric is not going to do that unless he can, flee somebody. Get a 3rd round, 4th round, whatever. So I think that might cost him because you definitely have a need at offensive line that you're not addressing. And I think the cost is always too high, it seems like, for DeCosta and all that, etc. So, all right. Big Five. 5 biggest games on the NFL schedule this week that are not Raven games. So we do this every week. The 5 games on the schedule. So Ravens game on Thursday. So I got to watch a whole lot of these games, more than I would usually this week. So definitely check that out. Last week, what happened in the Big Five? Let me get it up here. Falcons over the Patriots. Falcons, I think, this is kind of a pattern with the Falcons. Tough end of game, tough fight, and a loss. They kind of like nail 3-6. They're not consistent enough. The Falcons just aren't consistent enough. The Patriots are the real deal. I mean, for those of you guys that haven't seen them yet, some of you I know. I kind of want to talk about the Colts and the Patriots, but that Patriots defense is for real. Mike Vrabel, I think, is an outstanding coach, as we know. The thing I was worried about with them at the beginning of the year was Drake May going to develop. We know he's been terrific all year. Stephon Diggs. Their defense also, too, is bona fide. I think their defense is really, really – Christian Gonzalez is a really, really good player. So, good news up for the Patriots. They may be the best team in that division. We're going to see again when they play Buffalo again. Colton, the Steelers, I got nothing for the Steelers. I don't know what to think about the Squealers. I think they are good one week and bad the next week. Good one week and bad next week. That was the team with the best record in the AFC at home. Dominant the whole game, and the last week before that they were just terrible. Like, so I don't know what to make of the Steelers. Colts, I think, are kind of what they are. I think they might wind up the best record in the NFL, in the AFC, but that I'm still not necessarily convinced that they're a great team. But you got to admit that they're pretty good. Jones got exposed a little bit in this game. He wasn't good, but we'll see how that goes. He just annoys me too, just throwing to the sideline every play. Like, I've just seen, like, even Mike Tomlin had to see that if I saw it. He just throws to the sideline every play. It was annoying. My daughter would put annoying. That's her favorite word. Broncos and Titans in this one as well. Broncos are going to keep winning these ugly games, and I don't care. They're going to win 18-15. Defense is outstanding. These are maybe the two better defenses in the league. And Bo Nix is going to be good in the fourth quarter and pull it out. That's what they did, and that's what they keep doing. So they might, again, be better than Kansas City, San Diego, Los Angeles, right, and be the best team in the division. Titans, Texans might start running out of time. They have a lot of division games left, so it's not over for them, but they got to start getting some wins here. Despite defense is good. Stroud injury is bad. Left the game with a concussion. I don't know what the story is there with that, but certainly you don't need that. Also, most impressive, the Panthers. Panthers give them some dap. Their defense is not bad. Let me tell you something. It's tough to win a game in Green Bay. I know we're not in December yet, but it's tough to win a game in Green Bay. Bryce Young wasn't even that great in this game, but they just ran the ball. They stick to the plan, and I think we're seeing that. The teams, like too many teams want to all this high flying. They go ahead and they stick to the plan. So they actually won a game in Green Bay. Love, and I've said this a couple of times, he's Dave Craig. As good as he is some weeks, he's just has a week where he's not good. It's weird. He's very Jekyll and Hyde that way. He just wasn't good in this game. And there's no other way to say that. And it cost him. And the game of the century here, the Chefs and the Bills. The Bills, I'm not worried about the Bills. I think the Bills, it's a little bit hyperbolic to worry about the Bills. Their offense is going to score a lot of points regardless with that. The secondary is an issue at weeks, but I think they score enough points usually. They have it, I will say, too, against this Chiefs defense, which is usually really, really good. But they are struggling against Josh Allen, even in wins. So Josh Allen has seen something. So that's something there as well. So those were last week. This was this week here. We just talked about the Patriots, who I think, there's a case either them or Buffalo are the best team in the AFC. So the Patriots going into Tampa and winning. Tampa was a bye week, had some injuries. I like Tampa in this game. I like Tampa in this game. As good as Buffalo, as good as New England has been. We're getting to the point now where they're gonna have to win games like this. I'm gonna say this more and more with the Patriots. Now you're getting to tough games. You're getting later in the season. You're getting a good team that's been in the playoffs year after year in the Bucs. You're going to have to play Baker Mayfield. Let's see this is going to be a testamental for them. I like the Bucs. I do like the Bucs and them. They're going to get some guys back. They haven't had their first round pick, etc. So I like Tampa in this one. Good things. I think this will be really good. This will be a lot of points in that one. Believe it or not, this game is for position in the AFC South as well. So this might be what I call an elimination game for them. So it doesn't look like they're going to have CJ Stroud as well. Jags have kind of struggled. They're still above 500 as well, which is good. I don't know what to make of Long. Again, he's another one. Like I just talked about the Steelers. I don't know. Sometimes I look at Trevor Lawrence. He's got his team 5-3 as well, but at times, man, he's just not there, man. He's just not consistent enough to get there. This is going to be a really good defense. I do like the Texans in this game, but Lawrence it's so hard to do a Jaguars game because you don't know which Trevor Lawrence showed, and they're really dependent on that. He shows up and plays well, that's when they win games. He shows up and does good things. I mean, that's when the Jaguars win. I like the Texans even without Stroud as well because I think just the inconsistency. I'm not as convinced. They also have a good backup, Davis Mills. Davis Mills can actually play one game and actually do something as well. I wouldn't bet money on this one. We don't really talk about that. But this is another one. The Rams should win this game, right? Rams are the better team, but they always lose to San Francisco. And it seems like I fall for this every time. And it's a bit of a quandary because San Francisco shouldn't be winning on these games. Mac Jones they got the second string quarterback in. They got a bunch of receivers. They still have Christian McCaffrey, which is the main thing on offense for them. But they lost Warner and all these guys. I'm taking them. I'm taking them. Also, I'm hearing more and more they may not even have Brock Purdy back all year long. I'm still not a believer that Mac Jones is that good. I think, but I will give Kyle Shanahan credit. He can make anything look good. He's playing. He develops offense to play to their strengths, and he's doing that. And I just can't pick the Rams because the Niners always seem to have their number. Sunday night game: Steelers and Chargers. Two teams kind of in the same boat here as well. Good enough, I think, to actually get to the playoffs, but we got to question them a little bit. Chargers' biggest problem is obvious. Their offensive line. They're not going to have either of their tackles now. Joe Alt is injured out the rest of the year as well. Can they score enough? Can they do enough? They've had quite a few injuries now, and it's been piling up. So it feels like they're limping to the finish a bit. Steelers, I got no clue. I have no idea. The only thing I know is good on their team is their coach. I know they got a good coach. I know Mike Tomlin is a good head coach. So I'm aware of that. So to me, that's just not enough. I think Herbert is going to do more as well. I think that's the big joker in this situation. You got Justin Herbert at home, flying cross country, but I have no idea what Squirrel's team shows up every week. I'm taking Chargers. Biggest game I think of the season, this of maybe the entire NFL season, because I think this is, you could argue now, despite the loss, case we made, these are the two best teams in the NFC, Philadelphia and Green Bay. I'm definitely going to take Philly. I think I'm going to stand by what I said a couple times. I think they're very good in the trenches. They're very good, I think, up front. I think their offensive line, they find a way to have a good offensive line regardless. They find a way to go ahead and do that. They even play well offensively, throwing the football without A.J. Brown. The last few weeks, they're going to have Brown back as well. They did make a move. They did go ahead and get Phillips. They did go ahead and get Jair Alexander there as well. I'm buying. The Packers, I think, are still pretty good. And I'm not going to be too hard, but I don't think they're a better football team than the Eagles as well. I'm going to take the Eagles. There you go. Big 5. 5. So enjoy all the games this weekend. We're going to go ahead and recap it next week. The 5 games on the schedule for you as well. Real quick, let's shift to college basketball. Terps season has already started. That was the final result. Downtown Baltimore, 83-61. Coppin State losing to the Terps. No big surprise as well. Terps still missing some guys. We didn't get Miles Rice in the game. Andre Mills went ahead, made the start as well. Palermo was starting in the backcourt as well. No Solomon Washington yet. They're counting on him to start. So they're still kind of finding their way a little bit. Coppin State, kind of in the same boat. They starting Larry Stewart's got 14 new players on his team. So we'll see about that as well. I think the Terps will be fine. I think what you're going to see, though, is Pharrell Payne, their center, 6'8". He's looks like so far the guy they're going to count on to be doing a lot of scoring for them as well. To me, he kind of looks like a better version of Julian Reese. Every time I've seen him, long, athletic, but strong and physical at the point attack as well. I like to see that when he goes against Purdue, Illinois, and teams with real size, how his offensive game goes as well, because he's not that massive size, right? He's a big guy. He's not that massive size. When he goes against guys like that, Trey Kaufman, Wren, etc. So we'll see there as well. Darius Adams is a real deal. I think the best is yet to come from what I'm seeing. So he's definitely a 4-star. A lot of with him. Definitely very impressed. One real quick thing: the attendance terrible. Like for this game. Look, college basketball, put the games on campus. Stop with these neutral site games. I was at my cousin's house for Thanksgiving a couple years ago, and I noticed North Carolina and Duke were in this tournament, and they were on the road and they were playing, and there were flies in the building. When you have the big crowds in college, it's always campus games. So these neutral site games are not trying. So, again, I know it was a tournament and all that, but they'd have played the game on North Avenue. That would have been a rocking house, and it would have been fantastic as well. Good for both teams, but they played the game downtown. So I think they missed an opportunity there as well. But Terps look good to go ahead at the start as well. So, college football. That's not college football. Gotta talk about World Series. That fantastic World Series as well. College football. Well, Terps 55-10. You see the score. We'll go through it real quick. Fernando Mendoza. There's talk of him being the number 1 pick. To me, he looks like Jalen Hurts on steroids, not actual steroids. But yeah, a lot of RPO. Better passer than it looks. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look, but he's a better passer than it looks. Very efficient. They did get him for an interception in this game. Other than that, he was terrific in this one as well. Roman Hemby on the sides, funny enough, had a better day than he usually had. They just ran right over the Terps. 110. Keon Black was the main guy. They had 3 guys with at least 50 yards as well. 110, 1 TD. Omar Cooper Jr. They didn't throw the ball a whole lot. 68 yards for 1 TD as well. They were wide open too as well. Lewis Moore, he's a guy might go to the NFL. He has 5 interceptions now over the year. Did get Malik Washington in this game. Easily Malik's worst game, I thought, as well. Malik has to grow up a bit. And I mean that, I don't want to be too harsh on him, but it's not even, he shouldn't have to. That's another subject. But, like, he's got to, because what teams are doing, they are playing in pass the whole time. The whole UCLA game, just deep coverage, dime coverage, whatever. And in this game, they followed the same blueprint because he struggled a bit. And you got to check off of that stuff. I don't care what the coaches are calling. But the coaches shouldn't be calling that. You should be calling more runs. They're not calling them, I think, in part because you're not producing. But if you're Malik, you gotta check off of that stuff. You gotta do that as well. I don't care what they're calling, man. If you're seeing that all game long, you got to check off of that. Now the reason for that is this: like 5 carries, 10 yards, just anemic running. So they're not helping their QB. Everybody's going to say for sure, well, Malik should have. You got to help your QB. Javon Williams, that's just not going to work. He was the leading rusher. He was their main guy. Jaleel Farouk, I think, had a couple good catches in this one. He's pretty good when healthy. I mean, he's pretty fast. Not as much as Salik Knotts in this one as well. They did have the one pick. Glasser, I think. They are getting a lot of picks, believe it or not. I mean, so defensively, they're getting takeaways. So they should be more productive as well. But not much of a game, 55-10. We talked a little bit of college football last night on the open mic, and I'm just like, the guy Shigetti right here, Kurt Shigetti, is the reason why these coaches are getting fired. He's the reason why. Like, he's the reason why James Franklin got fired. He's the reason why Brian Kelly got fired. He's the reason why Hugh Freeze got fired. He's the reason why Florida, that's his name, Billy Napier got fired. He's the reason, because they were so bad for so long, and he could be the reason Mike Locksley gets fired. Because Mike Locksley is just not competitive against good Big Ten teams. That's just all the way to say that. You're not good against good Big Ten teams. This is what it looks like. So now you have a team that's not Michigan, it's not Ohio State, it's not. Now you got a team that's been bad for decades, and Indiana was bad for decades, and this is how it looks. So I don't know how much support he keeps in the offseason. I mean, he may get to a bowl. I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see as well. I think expectations of college football are out of control, but not to get blasted by teams in your own conference all the time that are really good, it might be fair enough expectation. So we will see about that. This is the wrong answer right here in high school football. So the 136th meeting of the Black Knights and the Engineers, City and Poly. First of all, I will say this. Shout out to, I'm going to get this right. I did actually forget. I don't want to get his name. I want to get the channel's name right. But Brainstream Media Sports, shout out to him and his channel to go ahead and actually showing the game in full. That's a tough assignment as well. It's like, I think he believes he's a city grad. So I do want to shout him out as well for doing a good job showing the game as well. It's funny. I was watching that and early in the game, hey, well, this isn't right. And the camera isn't right. As the game went on, it was none of that stuff. Right, it was just all about football as well. 41-36. This was a pinball wizard, as Chris Berman would put it. Whoever had the ball last was going to win it. And after 14 years, congratulations to you, Parrots, winning 41-36 as well. So that snaps the losing streak for the Knights as well. 41-36. Fantastic game, though. I thought the game was fantastic on both sides. I thought the offenses really, really looked good. Both quarterbacks, I thought, were really good. Teams really moved the ball very well as well. And like I talked about with the Maryland game, just obviously people are going to say I'm biased because I'm a city graduate. That's what it's supposed to look like at a sports event. That right there. Crowd was roaring the whole time as well. On-campus facility must have had, I don't know what the actual attendance number was, but it looked fantastic there. That's what it's supposed to look like. So the wrong answer as far as the score, but the right answer as far as putting on an event as well. So shout out to both teams as well. Both coaches, Rodney Joyner, coach of the Black Knights, played actually football in the 1980s as well. So took over for the great George Petrides, who was the coach when I was there a long time. So tremendous rivalry as well. I got to get back. That's what I kept thinking. Like, guess what I was doing. Like, I'm doing so many things right now, but I gotta get back and do a City Poly game here and bring it live. But I'm thankful. But definitely check the brother out, Branch Street Sports Media, for actually putting that together as well. So I thought it was fantastic stuff. Definitely watch that. All you guys, I know you watch this for NFL action, blah blah blah, but high school football and this is stuff, that is the purest form. Those guys are just playing for the love of the game. Yeah, you want to go to college, get some money, blah, blah, blah. But this is especially with the college, with the money these guys are making in college. And it's purest form. All right. Lots of good stuff. This World Series was, if it wasn't the best I ever saw, it was certainly one of them. Fantastic doesn't say it. I mean, I was still, even now, a couple of days after the fact, just breathless. What determination on both sides. If you wrote a movie, you couldn't write. I'm serious. I mean, I think anybody who watched all these games, the only thing I didn't miss was the when they went to 3 a.m. I fell asleep. So I didn't watch all of it. But other than that, I watched a lot of the series. Game 6 and 7 were tremendous. So many things that stick out. The first thing, and I'm not going to forget, Dave Roberts. Now, for years, I was kind of in the category of, okay, well, this guy's just got players, great talent. This is manager, anybody can win. This guy was terrific. The moves that he made, both managers, I thought were great. John Snyder was great as well. But the decision to go ahead and put Glasnow in Game 6, even though he was supposed to pitch the next day, terrific. Took Sasaki out, which worked. Saki was the closer, didn't have great stuff. Went to Glasnow, got out of the game in some Game 7, going with all the starters, outfitting the reason why they were in it as well. Game 7 was just fantastic. Rojas' home run just blew my mind. It's like, you got to be kidding me. What's Rojas even doing in the game? Like, without, he hasn't done any hits, gotten any hits at all. It's good to see managers, and I'm going on about the managers, but it's good to see managers just say the heck with the analytics. Because you got to do that. You got to, like, to see them go with gut. There's no other reason Rojas is in the game. There's no other reason to be doing some of the things he did. Going ahead, the fantastic catch by Paez, just running over his old guy, Kike Hernandez. Fantastic. The great defensive play, Vladdy Guerrero becoming a great defensive player as well. The courageousness, George Springer, Bo Bichette, definitely limping around, getting productive, lots of getting hit by a pitch, had a bench clearing brawl in this game as well. Shohei going on short rest, pitching well, and on and on and on and on. So fantastic stuff. Shout out to the Dodgers. They deserved it. They absolutely deserved it. I felt bad for the Blue Jays, though. I'm not a Cito Gaston fan, like a lot of Orioles fans, but I definitely felt bad for the Blue Jays in this one as well. But they were fantastic in this series. But the Dodgers were just much better. Shout out. Great, just fantastic end to the baseball season. Fantastic stuff there as well. So let's talk Orioles. And this, as we always do, we close with the Orioles. And we're going to do that all off season. And let's talk a little Orioles 2026 out there. Free agent targets. So we have a new manager. Definitely, if you want to check it out, the press conference of the Orioles new manager, Craig Albina, is actually on the website in full as well. He was out there with Mike Elias, David Rubenstein was there introducing their new manager as well. So definitely check that out. Interesting to see what he has to say as well. So this is kind of Orioles, but we are going to talk a little bit over MLG and free agency here in this segment as well, because free agency started today. There was a lot of stuff that's happened here in the last 2 days as well, because the baseball free agency moves very, very slow, unlike football. Takes a long time. Really, you wait till the winter meetings for stuff to happen. But what does happen quick is these opt-outs and these decisions, they're ready. So a lot of that stuff happened today. So we had to make adjustments on that. So on that, as far as what happened. So catchers, let's take a look. Orioles, don't think they're looking for a starter here, but these are some of the names as well. JT Realmuto for the Phillies. I kind of think he goes back. That's just no inside. I kind of think he goes back. I think there'll be some interest in him simply because he's still a good hitter. I think at 35, though, I don't know how much money he gets. I think the best offer will be the Phillies offer in his case, and more in my case. Victor Candolini from the Atlanta Braves. I definitely think he's out the door. I think they're definitely going to give the job to Drake Baldwin or whatever. So he filled in there. I definitely think he's going to do that. Danny Jansen seems to be a guy. I think the Orioles would love to have him, I think, as a backup somewhere. But I think probably he's going to start, I would think, for a team. Mitch Garver, I think, it's kind of become a DH, I think, like for the Mariners this year. So definitely his DH production was really good. So interesting if anybody actually looks at him at catcher, his other position, because he was really good. Gary Sanchez is there. The list really falls off there. Gary Sanchez definitely looking for a new home. I doubt seriously the Orioles will bring him back. Pete Alonso has player option, which he's opted out. So he's definitely not going to be there next year. Josh Naylor, I think, is definitely going to get a big payday finally. He's an interesting player. I think he finished up. I think I have D-backs. I think he finished up with the Mariners. So definitely he's going to have to wait till after Alonso signs. I definitely think he's going to be the fallback option there as well. Mariani, I think this guy is going to be a big power hitter from Japan. So definitely this is a guy, he can play first and third. So I think there is going to be some interest in him as well. So I think he's going to be the third option. I know, the Dodgers. I know everybody's going to be looking at it. So they're certainly signing up all these Japanese players. Paul Goldschmidt, I think, is the guy that I kind of think with him will kind of really. So I think if the Yankees want to re-sign him for another year, I think, which is possible, I think that's a thing. But I definitely think that'll probably be his best choice. Carlos Santana, kind of the same boat, veteran guy. Probably his best option is to re-sign with the Guardians. He bounces around a lot. He seems to find a home. So does Josh Bell, power hitter, not a lot of average. Seems to find a home every offseason as well. Second base, good stuff. Gabriel Torres is probably the guy most teams are looking at there as well. That Bo Bichette, I think I should have Bo Bichette on there. No, Bo Bichette's first. So Gleyber Torres is where you're going ahead and you're looking at him. Probably your best bet in terms of if you want offense there. Jorge Polanco, I think, is going to be fascinating as well. He opted out because he's going to have options. So I do think a lot of teams are going to be interested in him. Elisa Reyes, I think, is interesting. I have him at second, even though he played first last year. If you want singles, this is your guy. He's gonna. Any team is getting on base. I could definitely see like the Blue Jays interested in him from everything I just saw, because he's definitely a spunky, hard work guy, going to get on base and hit. Club option so we don't know about Brandon Lowe yet. Interesting to see. I have no idea how the Rays are going to handle this if they keep him. That's probably why he's lower on the list, because he's more productive. I would lean to more they're keeping him, but it's Brandon Lowe, I think, is pretty decent production. Jose Iglesias, former Oriole, Padres last year. He's a good stopgap guy. I think for a year and put him in, I think he'll be fine. He's good defensively as well. Bregman, I think, is going to have his choice of teams. I think there's a lot of people that feel that this is the best free agent available in all of baseball as well. Either him or Kyle Tucker. Bregman, I think, obviously Dodgers, of course, everybody's going to look at him. I don't think he's going to resign with Boston because if he wanted to, why would he go back? Hopefully the Orioles will take a look at him. I think this is the only guy I think that would take out Jordan Westberg going forward as well. Suarez, I think the only thing, Eugenio Suarez, I think the only thing that's going to hurt him is I think his age. I think he's 34. He was fantastic last year, for the Mariners. Fantastic. I think he had his best years last couple of years also, too. It's not just a one-off. I mean, he's been good the last couple of years. So, interesting to see, though, when you get to be like 35, 30, the money, I guess, yeah, it'll be interesting, too. But they're all way behind Bregman. Muncy, I think the Dodgers, I don't know if they keep him as well because the Dodgers are going to sign everybody. Right? So they're going to be looking at Bregman. They're going to be looking at Tucker. They're going to be looking at everybody as well. I think the Orioles actually might take a look here as well if he actually gets cut loose. I think he might could afford. I think that I can see them doing something like that and putting him at DH and saying, hey, this, getting a guy like Muncy. Kazuma Omamoto from Japan is another guy, third base, first base as well. This is a little bit more risky because he's older. I think you look at his more recent years' productivity. He's been good in the World Baseball Classic and all that before. You're looking at his productivity. So I could definitely see Dodgers, obviously. But I could definitely see the Orioles actually being a little more interested in him. I think the price will be better here for him as well. So definitely, too, he's got some flexibility. As well. He could play first. He could play third. It's possible he could play corner outfield if he needed. So it'll be interesting too. Japan's always a bit of a risk because, they've never played in the majors as well. Jan Miranda also too, the Angels as well. Club option, we'll see, kind of rounds it out. Bo Bichette, I think, is interesting. I don't like him as much as some people like him because I haven't forgot this guy's been injured a lot. Not last year because he was really good, and he is really good when healthy. But I think this is to give him a massive contract is a bit of a risk. As good as he is, but I think he's going to get. I think he's going to get a massive contract. So interesting to see how that goes. Hassan Kim has a player option. He did opt out as well. So definitely, I think he's going to be the fallback option for a lot of teams after Bichette. I think I don't think he returns to San Diego, and I think definitely teams are going to be looking at him after the fact. Miguel Rojas, I think, was the World Series hero there. We were just talking about him. Willie Castro and Romero, they're kind of like fallback options late in the draft. I mean, definitely too. I think they'll definitely start somewhere. Which has to start contributing guys as well. Kyle Tucker is going to be the belle of the ball. I think this is the best player available in free agency as well. He wasn't super great with the Cubs last year, which is part of why they're a little hesitant to spend a ton of money. I'm not too worried about Kyle Tucker. He's pretty good. He had some injuries last year as well. I think Kyle Tucker, I've always been a big Kyle Tucker guy. I think he's been fantastic. Schwarber is one of my favorite players ever. I love Schwarber. He's actually getting his average up as he gets older. I think it's interesting. I think with him, he's going to get a lot of money. I think somebody's crazy not to get a lot of money. I do think the Phillies might get outbid here as well. They're going to keep one of their free agents, though. I think that they're going to try a little harder with Schwarber, though. I think kind of embodies too a Philadelphia spirit. If that makes any sense. Every team would love to have a Kyle Schwarber, though. There's always room. Bellinger opted out. He's going out as well. I think he leaves for sure. He keeps taking these same type of deals as well. I think Dodgers is going to obviously Orioles or somebody might be interested in Bellinger. Grisham, I think, is better than what people think. Grisham was really, really good last year for the Yankees. I think probably you could argue probably next to Aaron Judge, the best offensive player. So that's speaking a lot. Can he continue to do it as well? Harrison Bader also too with the Phillies. Good center fielder. I can't argue that. If you need help at center fielder, I think he's good. I have him ahead of Cedric Mullins there as well. He's going to give you more offense at this point. DH Osuna, not as good last year. I still have him at the top. I think he has enough track record where I think he can help somebody. Jack Peterson, kind of same track record, probably not as good. Ronald Hearn, outstanding last year, made an all-star game. Russ Hopkins, again, long career. And you are, I think, if you want to put him at one for this list, he was outstanding last year as far as batting average, hit over 314 as well. I think Ozuna I'd rather have the most. I kind of think he returns to Atlanta, but I think the Orioles, these guys are going to be Oriole. I have, especially because they're going to be less expensive. I don't think O'Hearn comes back. I don't think they do that, but I do think these are going to be guys they kind of look at as well, because I think you can get good production. DH is a good way to sneak production in at a lower price point as well. Real quick, starting pitching: Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, Ranger Suarez, Chris Bassett, Griffin Channeling, Zach Lytle, Zach Gallen, Dustin May, Tyler Malley, Zach Eflin, Max Scherzer, Thomas Sagano. Valdez, I think, is going to be the most expensive guy out there. I do think there is a legitimate chance Orioles are going to have to Dylan Cease. There's no question about it. They've been dancing around each other for a while. Will they be the highest bidder? I don't know. They're definitely going to do that. Suarez is going to have his choice out here. Bassett didn't really start but I definitely think he's going to probably go back. I think there's going to be a lot of interest in him. Canning, Lytle, and Gallen kind of they weren't great last year for their career. They weren't career. Lytle was pretty good. Interesting to see. Dustin May, Malley, I think these guys back of the order starters, mid-rotation starters as well. Eflin, Scherzer, Sagano, injury issues. Well, Eflin with the injury issue. Sagano, I think he's a back of the order starter. Scherzer, I'm fine with signing Scherzer, man. Future Hall of Famer, not what he was, I don't care as well. Edwin Diaz is definitely on the list here. I would have had him higher, except today we just found out his player option, so he's going to be out there. Luke Weaver, Richel Iglesias, Rev Suarez, Hensley. I think what the Orioles are going to do is they're going to run it back with a lot of their guys. I saw they've already signed Dietrich Enns. They've signed Rico Garcia. They signed back Andrew Kittredge in a trade. You need a closer, guys. You need to go on this list and get a closer. I think getting Halsey from the Mets or getting Iglesias works for me. I think you definitely got to get somebody in the ninth inning because you know you're not going to have the mount next. There you go. Thank you, guys, for joining us. Check us out. Thank you for watching us here on Driving to the Top, Spotify, Rumble, whatever platform it is. Definitely check us out here, Ravori Sports Podcast. You have a great day. Enjoy all the games.